talk about it now. It's how empty you feel once you finish transitioning or reach certain milestones.
We don't talk about this enough in the trans and non-binary community. The feeling of emptiness that we'll feel when we hit certain milestones in our transition, or the moment we feel that our transition is complete. Today marks 4 months since I got top surgery. These past 4 months have been an amazing roller coaster. I finally feel free and content in my body. I finally understand the feeling of living in the moment for once. But I also felt a lot of emptiness. A lot of the, what am I supposed to do now? Because for the past 25 years of my life, all I focused on was my transition. The first 19 years of my life, I was living as a girl, trying to cater to everyone else and who I was supposed to be in their eyes. And then the past 5 years were focused on my transition. Focusing on getting hormones, focusing on getting top surgery, focusing on getting my name legally changed. And now all of that is over. I don't have to worry about those things anymore. I'm finally at a comfortable place in my transition, and because of that, I didn't know what the next steps of my life are going to be. And that is something I am slowly working on every single day. But yeah, it is a weird feeling to finally feel complete in your transition. And I put quotes under complete because everyone's definition of complete is different. And now I can just live my life as me. It's a weird feeling, but an exciting one.
If you're 26 and born in 1997 and trans right now, can you give me like literally any manual on how to continue understanding how to exist? I feel like we've got the existential ideology and real a sense of reality that Gen Z has, but we have all the weird pointless optimism of millennials. But neither one of them wants us. Weird place to be. I feel like I've never encountered another person my age who's been like, I know exactly how to be, you know? There's like no template. Um, but I feel like lately I've noticed in media, like 26-year-old vibes are more like represented now, I guess. Like, I don't know, like a lot of the actors in Euphoria are our age. There's a lot of like music being made by people who are in their late 20s, but not like super late 20s or early 30s. Like, I don't know, to be 26 in 2023 is a really weird time to be 26 because you're like, what do I do now? Like, I don't have the optimism about the career field that a millennial does. I pretty much see what's going on. Like, I know that's not gonna be a thing. But I have no clue what to do, much like my brothers who are younger than me, my sister's younger than me. So it's like I all I have is jokes. All I have is jokes and art and Uber Eats, and that's it. And my friends, and that part's great. But what do you do about this world? I have no idea. Please let me know. On top of transitioning, what? Crazy. It's like an awareness thing. This is the thing that's perplexed me about the idea of like being generationalized by the older generations. Like I don't think any of us actually care, but we get called all these different things because that's how they make sense of people, groups of people. Is like this group is the boomers and this group is Gen X and they're different from the millennials. We're not like them. And like that's probably because of media trends taking longer before, and now there's not like a thing to be nostalgically grappling onto, like Gen X does with the 80s and the 90s, and millennials do with the 2000s. Like that's not really a thing. Um, but yeah, it's a weird difference in awareness. Like I am aware that I'm probably corny in a lot of ways, probably, but I'm okay with learning. Like I notice a lot of millennials on this app have a hard time taking criticism, and a lot of Gen X or a lot of Gen Z kids are like pretty brutal. But it's also like you just take the punches and roll and you improve and you self-improve. And so the millennial thing is kind of cringe. The Gen Z thing is intense. I don't know what to do.
More trans basics that I think you need for your wardrobe. The first one is a good bra. You have no idea how good a good bra is. Even if you have nothing, like I have, a good bra is still great. It gives you more shape, it helps to, keep everything in place and support you in your day-to-day life. It can be kind of tricky to get the band size right. If you go up a band size, I have recently come up a band size because it was too tight, you have to come down a cup size, which is unfair. The second thing I think you need is good neutrals. So, just neutrals in general, whites, blacks, earth tones, things that you can match with any kind of other colourful item that you have and create more complex layered outfits. So we're thinking like t-shirts, crop tops, skirts, you know, like undershirts, all kinds of stuff, shorts. Great neutral option you can get is just like a white button-up shirt, like from Ralph Lauren or something like that. Perfect. Really elevates outfits. Lastly, handbag. You need a handbag. You don't have pockets anymore, so you have to make do. Bags are a beautiful final addition to an outfit. They're incredible and you can store tons of different things in here. Trust me, they make your life a ton easier. I hope these help in some way and follow me for more tips.
L excuses, right hand on the Bible. God can strike me down if I'm lying. That motherfucker's cheating! Take
Light work, no reaction.
light work, no reaction.
Ooh. Okay, it's got a little kick. Oh.
It's time for a makeup tutorial for trans femmes. We always want to start out with a blank canvas, so the first and most important thing is to start with a clean face. Now that you've gone ahead and cleaned that beautiful face of yours, you want to get moisturized. I use CeraVe's Tinted Moisturizer. You're going to want to rub this all over your face. Remember, a little goes a long way. Once you're well moisturized, go ahead and grab your primer. I use e.l.f. You want to get just a little bit of it on your finger. Then you're going to rub that all over your face. Now you have the perfect canvas to get started with your makeup look. Go ahead and grab your eyeshadow palette. I'm using Love for Sale from House Labs by Gaga. I'm going for a more natural look today, so I'm going to use more of the neutral tones in this palette. You want to be using a round-tipped brush. Take the desired color from your palette and get it on your brush. Make sure to tap it on your finger lightly to get rid of any excess. And then you're going to start out by just rubbing it right into the eye. Right here. Right on your eyelid. Remember, you can go ahead and always use some circular motions to sort of blend it out. I always tend to go under the eye as well with whatever base shadow I'm using. Next, I'm going to go ahead and incorporate a much lighter color into the inner corner of my eye. Then I'm going to use a color with a little bit more glitter on the outer side. Remember that when working with eyeshadow, you're always going to want to be blending. I'm not really planning on doing eyeliner today, so we are going to do mascara instead. I'm using L'Oreal's Lash Paradise. I'm going to do this part off camera because I don't trust myself to do it on camera. Now that that part's done, go ahead and grab a sponge and foundation. Make sure it matches your skin tone because otherwise that would be embarrassing. Go ahead and make sure you get your sponge wet as well. Now that we have a wet sponge that's gone ahead and doubled in size, we're going to go ahead and squeeze some of this foundation onto the back of our hand. Dab super lightly, and then blend it onto your face. Now this part is optional for some, but not all of us, so if you have any blemishes, you're going to want to use concealer. Go ahead and put this on any place that you want to brighten up or conceal. Then blend. Then we're going to go ahead and use blush, because I am what? Pale. Just take this and apply it to your cheekbones. Blending here is also not optional. I usually like to blend this all the way up to my ears. Cool, so you blended your blush. Congratulations. Now you're going to add highlighter. I'm using this one by R.E.M. Beauty. This is the part where you use a fan brush. Get a little bit of that on there and... But you're not done yet, because what is our next step? Finishing powder. For this part, you really want a kabuki brush. And you want to get the lightest amount possible onto this brush and then just dab it all over and blend it into your face. Now incorporate setting spray. Set it and forget it. Glitter. And your lip.
L excuses, right hand on the Bible. God can strike me down if I'm lying. That motherfucker's cheating! Take
Her parents always saying, boy, when you grow up, you're gonna find a nice lady. Make sure you act tough, you'll be living a life like Barbie and Ken. Come on, suck it up and forget this nonsense. But what if she's not Ken, but Barbie? Why should she have to say sorry? Tell me, do you even listen to all the dumb shit you're slipping? We can be who we want to. Don't say she's not supposed to. If she's not Ken but Barbie, She shouldn't have to be sorry. No, not to you, not to me, not to anyone, not to you, not to me, not to anyone.
So I just got posted on Libs of TikTok. It's like I just unlocked a new achievement, get posted on a transphobic hate page. But yeah, I love how this time around they actually gendered me correctly. It's almost like transphobes, I have no idea what they're actually talking about. Because Libs of TikTok called me she, when criticizing my neopronouns. Didn't get as many death threats this time around, but let's go through the comment section and see how deranged they are. I've never seen a transgender that actually looks good. They all mad ugly. Well, may I present you with Lena Rain. She's absolutely beautiful. Oh my god, she's gold. Oh, and also all trans people are absolutely beautiful. I love every trans person. Also, I am hot. I don't even care. I'm hot. She's so different that she's wearing the same nose ring thing as everyone else who's so different. I love how this time around, the video they posted was me talking about neopronouns and not me talking about being trans femme. They all think I'm a poor, confused little girl instead of a trans woman. So instead of sending me death threats and assault threats, they're just mocking me. It's fascinating to experience firsthand how transphobes treat AFAB trans women. It's unreal. Okay, I've officially won the internet. I pissed off Ollie London. Oh my god, I pissed off Ollie London. Most intelligent blue checkmark says, nah, she's female. I mean, we got ourselves an ally here. Jack Arnold, keep Britain free blue checkmark is the true ally, affirming my gender and telling everyone on Twitter that I am female. Hey, Libs of TikTok, do your transphobia right. Like, seriously, I love when Twitter can't even do their own transphobia right. Like, is that what you're so good at? Do your transphobia right. I am AMAB. If you want to misgender me, don't call me she. I am a trans woman. But yeah, these are the same people who say, we can always tell. Like, no, you can never tell. Yeah, there go my brain cells. And this is the second time I've been posted on this god-awful Twitter page. So yeah, this is the end of a Libs of TikTok drama until they post me there again.
Feminine boy.
She ruined it.
Being non-binary is not about pronouns. It is not about if you're on hormones or gender-affirming surgery. It's not even about how androgynous you are. It's not about the language that you use to talk about yourself. To be non-binary is to see the binary world that we live in. Man is supposed to do this, woman is supposed to do that, look like that, be like that, and be like, I'm gonna opt out. Maybe there's more to life than these standards and expectations. Being non-binary is a way of life. It shows up in the way that you interact with yourself and people and relationships. A lot of you wake up one day and start using they, them pronouns, and you don't stop acting like a man in the ways that you perpetuate misogyny and look down on people more marginalized than you. You still expect feminine people in your life to do emotional labor and be subservient to you. You're a non-binary femme, but you're still expecting masculine people in your life to be providers, and you've put all these unrealistic expectations on them. All your relationships still follow a cis heterosexual model. You don't have queer people in your life. You don't have non-binary people in your life, but your pronouns are they, them, and you're non-binary. I don't know. It's not about pronouns. It's not about androgyny. It's about how you're living. Are you dismantling the binaries in your life? Or are you just an agent of patriarchy that uses they, them pronouns?
So I've started gaslighting people and thinking I'm a cis dude. I'm just like effeminate. I act really confused when they misgender me, and I show them baby pictures of me, except my hair was cut really short, and I used to dress like a dude sometimes. Gatekeep, gaslight, girl boss, transgender.
A question for my fellow trans masks. Have you perfected your I have to poop face? Don't pretend like you don't know what I'm talking about. You're waiting in line for the bathroom and the one stall is full, but the urinal becomes free. So the guy behind you gives you a look or a gesture that says,
You can go, buddy.
And then you have to give him your best I have to poop face, whether or not you have to poop.
Pro tip for those new to using the men's bathroom, you cannot poop in a urinal.
If you're me, that's where you're stuck, because as soon as I speak, if I was passing, I'm probably not anymore. So here are my best attempts at I have to poop faces. Help.
When I first came out as transmasc, I made it my mission to be the best man that I could be. Especially with the perspective of having been a teenage girl, knowing how boys and men had made me feel unsafe in my life, having a mother, aunts, girlfriends, hearing all the things that they do and don't like about men, and all the things that they've been through. I was like, bet. Now I'm in my own masculinity. I have the blueprint. I'm gonna be the best guy. I know what I have to be and what I shouldn't be, and everything's gonna be great. But in that quest, I found myself self-sacrificing. We get these messages that masculinity is inherently bad and emotionally unintelligent, and femininity is the opposite of that. So you're taught to apologize even when you're wrong, your feelings don't matter, you need to prioritize the feelings of the women in your life. And that's just not how things should work. Sometimes that girl has you fucked up. Sometimes you're being gaslit and emotionally manipulated. Sometimes women are wrong. And it's okay for you to name that and own when you're being hurt by women in your life without you being seen as a bad guy. Especially if you're trans masculine, like people think we just wake up one day with the privilege package and everything is great, as if we're not actually more vulnerable because our perceived privilege lets people discount our feelings and our pain. It's okay to strive for a new definition of masculinity, to be, unpack your internalized misogyny, be a good guy. Like, obviously that's something you should always work on, but there's no such thing as perfect. And perfect doesn't include you sacrificing your own emotions and your own needs, not needing apologies, not needing care and comfort from the women in your life. You deserve to have standards for yourself and the way people treat you. Please don't internalize this idea, especially if you're beginning your journey, that like now that you're masculine, suddenly your emotions don't matter and you got to put everything else before yourself. That is not how this works.
Non-binary pride outfits coming right up. I love that there's a flag for everyone. The Rainbow Closet has literally been training all year for this moment. The oh so sad purple section. I don't even want to talk about that we're using a bustier once again. I can't be stopped. We need yellow, but not these yellow shorts. Instead, we'll do a magical half sweater. Trying to think of what we can use for the black and white. My two enemies. But there's nothing a good skirt cannot fix. I got a pocket full of sunshine. Keep it right in my little yellow bag, yeah. We just need some shoes. Actually, I got distracted. We're gonna add some rhinestones. How festive are these? Now, for the shoes, we're doing one black and one white. Should I even act surprised that all of these pride outfits are coming out so good? The pride flags are so fun and fashionable. Give me your rating and your pride flag so I can use it for the next video.
No, your mom don't get it, and your dad don't get it, Uncle John don't get it. And you can't tell Grandma 'cause her heart can't take it, and she might not make it. They say don't dare, don't you even go there, cutting off your long hair, you do as you're told. Tell you wake up, go put on your makeup, this is just a phase you're gonna outgrow. There's something wrong in the village, in the village. Oh, they stare in the village, in the village.
Here's your goober meal, sir.
I'm supposed to get a toy with this? Thanks.
So to all the other people who were obsessed with Bernard from the Santa Claus, what is it like being non-binary now?
I've decided in the last week that I hate men, so I need a new sexuality. Give it to me. Gender fluid. Sure. Not a sexuality. I guess it's what pride flag are you, which is a little bit different, but give me a new sexuality, please. Okay. I'm not trying to figure that out right now. I want a new sexuality. Please. Please. Please.
I'm a non-binary person who's going through their period right now, and like the worst of it has passed, but like it's still really bad. Like I hate having periods. It makes me dysphoric like most of the times. So I'm sharing some tips, some things I like to do to help myself. The first thing you shouldn't do is like wearing a binder, because most people, me at least, and the people I know, like feel pain in all their body. Like I feel pain in my arms, in my legs, in my chest, everywhere. So not wearing a binder is advised. You should instead of maybe use tape, trans tape, or even like the gym tape people buy on Amazon. If your parents are transphobic or you're not out, you don't feel safe for any reason, you can tell them, oh, it's for running, or I need this because like when you wear dresses, your boobs are gonna show and you don't want to put a bra. Like there are a lot of things you can say to make your parents buy trans tape on Amazon, which is like not trans tape really. Like an advice, I use this one. Another thing is wearing baggier clothes, depending on the part of your body that feels more dysphoric. Like my chest makes me more dysphoric all the time, but on my period, really like it's the worst. So I wear baggier shirts and sometimes long sleeves depending on how I'm feeling. If your legs make you feel dysphoric, wear baggier trousers and so on and so forth. Drinking a lot can help shorten your period, and like drinking tea can help with cramps. So this is more to, like help yourself during period, and it's not like only for trans folks, it's for everyone really. Instead of putting a pad on your boxers, which is gonna be like a mess, don't do that, don't even try. You can put a pad on your normal underwear and then put the boxers over it. Like in my brain it works, it makes me feel like I'm not even wearing a pad sometimes. And it can be like wearing a pad, it can make you feel less dysphoric instead of a Tampax. That is up to you, obviously, but it can help with that part of dysphoria. So that's also a thing I like to do. Like not wearing Tampax helps me with my dysphoria. And so these are the things I like to do, and like not to do, like wearing a binder. I hope it helps. I hope your period is short and not painful, even though I know sadly sometimes it is. And I hope you're having a good month, a good day, a good night, whatever.
And admit you're in danger.
Who are you talking to right now?
Where are all these non-binary people in the country living anyway? Over yonder. In them there hills.
There are no gender locks in Sally. You choose or customize the pronouns of your character, so everyone on board knows how to refer to them. And that's it. You're free to choose whichever haircut and accessories fits them best.
As an attack helicopter? Yes. Specifically the Sicker Sky Sea.
Why did nobody tell me we were allowed to do that now? Because I'd absolutely identify as the law-keyed SR-71 Blackbird, an advanced strategic long-range reconnaissance aircraft capable of Mach 3 at an altitude of 85,000 feet.
How do you even know?
Do you even read my Christmas list?
Don't you yell at me.
Hi, I'm non-binary. I know my flesh suit says she, her, but inside I am they, them. I have recently come out to my parents and they told me that's going to be a hard change, and I told them you can do hard things. Yesterday, my dad asked me to help him with some chores around the garage, and usually I would avoid it, and whenever I did identify as a woman, I would be like, I'm a girl, I can't lift heavy things. Because I just didn't want to do it. But recently I just like want to hang out with my dad, so I'm like, yeah, I'll come help you. And so I was like lifting something, and he's like, you're a strong girl. I'm like, Dad, like I don't feel like girl. And he said, oh, sorry. And then later, whatever time has passed, he asked me to like help him with something else, and he's like, I need a strong person. I need a strong person to help me with this chore. And I said, okay, Dad, I'll come help you. And it was just very sweet.
So I didn't really realize just how like trans and how non-binary I really was until I started going by any pronouns. And like most of the time people just gender me as she, her, which is fine. I mean, I like don't get dysphoria by it. But when I do, like when my friends refer to me as they, them, or he, him, like I get that like gender euphoria. And like even better was online when I'm getting gender with neo pronouns that I don't put anywhere for my own safety. And like that's the thing is like we need to stop this idea that you can only be trans if you have dysphoria. Because I mean, until you try something out, you don't know how it's gonna feel, right? So when I hear other people use other pronouns for me, I almost like remind myself that I am indeed trans. Because like that level of euphoria, a cis person does not get. And like being able to be perceived in that like ambiguous phase or state is so empowering to me.
I'm officially back from Japan, so you know what that means. Another pride look. Today's winning flag is none other than the non-binary pride flag. And just a reminder, all the looks that I've done so far are in a little pride playlist, so be sure to check that out if you haven't seen it yet. Without further ado, let's get into it. And of course, we are busting out the trusty Mayron palette. For some reason, I'm feeling inspired by lightning bolts, so that's what we're gonna draw inspiration from for today's look. For this eye, purple is going to be the main color of the lightning bolt, and I'm going to use yellow to like create little accents. Perfecting this shape is definitely not the easiest with all my folds in my eye, but I think I'm getting pretty close. Now I'm encasing the lightning bolt in yellow, and this part is a bit more difficult because you want to keep the weight of the line pretty much the same throughout. So this looks pretty good to me. Now let's do a yellow lightning bolt on this eye. Respectfully, yellow is a beautiful color, but it's one of the harder colors for me to work with when I am doing my makeup. But tell me not, this makeup look is low-key giving David Bowie and Pikachu Had a Baby. Also, outlining in purple is much scarier than outlining in yellow, so I'm having a hard time making it crisp. And if the lines look a little bit messy, I'm just using some more yellow to fill in and like make them a bit straighter. I'm also gonna add some inner corner shimmer to help contrast the eye look. To incorporate the black, I thought it would be best to use it on my lips, and I love this lip clay from Kaleidos. And for the white, I'm gonna pop that right in my waterline. Just to make the white more prominent, I'm also gonna add it to my eyelashes. And this is the final look for the non-binary pride flag. Purple and yellow is such an ultimate combination, so it's pretty hard to mess up this look. I also added shimmers to the lip just to kind of complement the eye a bit more. But of course, what do you guys think? And don't forget to leave a suggestion for the next flag. I'll see you guys next time. Bye!
Then everybody just started referring to me as they, them.
I actually relate to this a lot because I have never in my whole life identified as non-binary. I have always identified as a woman, and in my adult life, I'm very proud and outspoken about being a woman. However, I don't know what happened, but it's like one day in 2018, people just started using they, them pronouns for me. Like, not just total strangers. A lot of strangers do that, but even people who I had known for several years just started using they, them pronouns for me. Even people in my TikTok comments will refer to me as they, them, even though my pronouns are in my profile. I use she, I am a woman. And I know people mean well, and it's not a uniquely terrible thing to experience, but it is really embarrassing to constantly have to come out as cis to people. To me, it's like the gender equivalent of asking a pregnant person, oh, when's your due date? But that person isn't pregnant, they're actually just plus-sized. Because sometimes correcting that person is going to be embarrassing for both of us, and I just don't really want to deal with that.
Well, one's dead. Sweet. I'm next.
Look like a girl, but I think like a guy. Not ladylike to behave like a slime. Easy to be sleazy when you've got a filthy mind. You stick to your yogurt.
Aren't you like dead?
you get a harsh reminder on what it's like to be a feminine presenting person operating in what is usually a male-dominated space. For people who don't know, about a week ago, my Twitter account was permanently suspended. This was an account that I had built over the past year and had a lot of really important connections to a lot of Australian political figures and journalists, as well as trans activists across the world. And the reason I was suspended is complete bullshit, but because Elon Musk has fired every human being that works at Twitter, there is no appeals process. But after being sad for like a day, I was like, you know what, whatever, we move on, we start again. I'm not going to stop fighting for genuine progressive change. I'm not going to stop fighting for trans rights. It doesn't matter what platform I'm on. But the person who false reported me has started sending messages to women bragging about getting me suspended. And just a trigger warning for this image. And using anonymous platforms, they're saying this: I can deal with misgendering. That last line is straight up sexual harassment. The fact that someone is getting off to the fact my account's suspended and they actively shut down a year's worth of connections that I built in the activist space is really fucking violating. Get some help. And the person this was sent to is a woman who also operates in the Australian political space. So the person who did this came from the Australian politics side. It was some fucking creep who couldn't stand me talking about Australian politics. Get some help.
These are the Kariwarmi, the non-binary natives of the Andes. The chieftains and settlers from Carabaya bring a chuquichinchay, an animal painted in all the colors. They say it was the Apu, deity of the jaguars, under whose protections were the androgynous, or Indians of two genders.